Hey, how's it going, Braun?
What's up, man?
Doing awesome, dude. Going into Sunday's Extreme Rules pay-per-view, you've competed in everything from Hell in a Cell matches to Symphony of Destruction matches, but how do you even go about preparing for a swamp fight at your old stomping grounds?
This one's more of a mental thing for me. You guys know I have the physical aspect to walk into any circumstance in life. I mean, I'm probably as big and as strong as I've ever been in the WWE right now. I'm a little bit lighter than I normally am, but I'm tipping the scales at 373 pounds right now. And I got to brag on myself. I got some abs showing at 373, and I'm going to pat myself on the back for that because there ain't many people that have ever been able to walk around on this planet and do that. And I've been working my tail off to get into shape like this and be the monster that you guys want me to be and stuff. And this has been a big mental focus for me. You know, the history with Bray and I, I mean, a lot of people know our history outside of the ring and stuff like that. But going back, I mean, without Bray Wyatt, there is no Braun Strowman. And thinking back on my time with the Wyatt family, I'm grateful for it because I learned so much as far as being a wrestler, a performer, an entertainer, traveling the world, the ins and outs of this business, this industry, and what it takes to maintain and stay ahead of the curve and continue to evolve in this sport that is so crazily fast growing and evolving around the world. You know, I had to take a step back and think, you know, because the stuff that I used to do when I was with Bray, I wasn't a good person. And, you know, I did a lot of bad things to a lot of good people, and I was brainwashed by Bray. Bray is very manipulative. I mean, he doesn't even know his own self. So, you know, at any given day, you never know what personality you're going to deal with, and that's hard because at the end of it all, ain't nobody's trying to come face-to-face with the Fiend. Like, the Fiend is the culmination of everything you can think of in your head that you're afraid of. Everything that's ever bad happened to you, every evil thought that lives inside of your body, that is the Fiend brought to life in a real life human being, and it's something that I don't want to have to face. So I know the only way to get around this, get over this, is I have to go to hell. I have to walk through the gates of hell, and I have to go in there and slap the devil in the face. And that's the only thing. That's the only way there is. This goes.
And it's crazy to think that you've been on your own now for about 4 years, you know, winning countless championships, now the Universal Champion on SmackDown. And in that time that you've been on your own, away from the Wyatt family, you faced practically everyone on the roster, every top name that you can imagine, except for Bray Wyatt until recently. Was he someone that always kind of led your list of opponents that you wanted to work with? And who else is on that list of people you want to face eventually?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what student doesn't want to oust his master, you know? And that's what it is. Bray Wyatt taught me so much, and this is an opportunity for not only me to show the world what he's taught me, but I get to show him what he's taught me. And unfortunately for him, some of the stuff he taught me he's not going to like. But as far as opponents and stuff, I get that question quite often. And as far as any opponent of any time or whatever, it is an absolute no-brain, 100% answer, Andre the Giant.
Nice. And
Yeah, Andre is sports entertainment personified. He is WWE. He is it. Without Andre, this business isn't what it is today. Andre made the industry something special because he was something special. And, you know, so much of me, knowing that I'm a last of a dying breed of the big man in this industry, in the entire world, in every federation, sanctioning body, whatever you name it, there is no one else like me. And knowing that I'm walking in the footsteps of such greats, of not only big men like Andre the Giant, but Kane, Undertaker, Mark Henry, Big Show, guys like that paved the road for this industry. I would have loved to meet Andre, like just been able to just talk to him like one-on-one, but to be able to step into the ring and share the squared circle with such an iconic entity would have been special. And I tell you what, man, Andre in his prime versus me right now, my God, would that have been fireworks.
And it must have meant the world to you to have won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal a couple of years ago at WrestleMania, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And it's just such a
that just, like I said, solidifies that thing of carrying on his legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I can leave a 16th of the footprint in this industry and on the earth that Andre did, I'll be happy with my accomplishments in this business.
And a lot of fans may forget that you actually competed in a cinematic-style brawl before on the Wyatt family compound, about 4 years ago against the New Day with Bray and I believe Luke Harper as well. Is it safe to say that was, from a couple of years ago, a small taste of what fans can expect on Sunday at the Horror Show?
A very small taste. As creepy and as physical as that was, I have a feeling this is going to be on a whole other level. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're talking... I know Bray is in the best shape of his life right now. He's probably 320 or 330 pounds at the moment. I'm tipping the scales over 370, and it's a hoss fight. It's something that you don't get very often anymore because there aren't men like us in this business, and we're going to beat the hell out of each other. I'm going to fight everything physically I can, because I know I can handle all the physical aspects of anything that he has to throw out at me, but it's the mental that I'm scared of. I'm not going to lie, I have doubts in my own mental strength of being able to keep him out of my head, because he, at one point, I was his puppet, he was the master, and I did his bidding, and every being in me does not want to go back to that. That was a dark time in my life and my career. I did bad things to good people, and I was good at it. And, like I said, with this whole thing, there's two ways I see this match ending. I either come out of it the most evil son of a bitch this earth has ever seen, or I walk out of the hell with satisfaction that I slapped the devil in the face.
Mm-hmm. And, before you had debuted as part of the Wyatt family almost exactly 5 years ago at this point, and it's crazy to think it's been that long, the NXT universe had seen a little bit of you in NXT as a rosebud here and there for Adam Rose a number of years ago in NXT. Having not wrestled a ton prior to that point, prior to debut on the main roster, how sudden was that process to be brought up to Raw, a part of the Wyatt family, and what did you learn the most from working with the Wyatt family?
Well, one, the suddenness of it was insane. And you said with the experience, I might have maybe had 7 or 8 wrestling matches.
Wow.
In my career when I debuted on TV. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting underneath that ring in a sold-out Barclays Center, the Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam, and every possible bad thought is going through my mind. I'm going to trip when I step over the top rope. I'm going to screw this up. I'm going to screw that up. And the whole thing just revolving in my head of you only get one chance at a first impression is all I could hear inside of my head while I'm sitting there. And, the company, the boss, everybody, they took a shot on me. And I'm thankful for that. I mean, let's be for real. I didn't know the difference between a headlock and a freaking pair of boots at that point. And Vince was very smart with what he did with me and pairing me up with guys, with Bray, with Luke, with Rowan, with these guys that have been around the world and have the experience, the guys that are generational wrestlers that's literally in their blood. That time was very special to me. Like Luke and Rowan, all 3 of the guys were very influential in the development of Braun, and without those 3 guys, there is no Braun. There is no Monster Among Men, because they were willing to work and help me, where so many people are like, yeah, this big guy is going to come in and take one of our spots and take all of our money. Screw that. I ain't helping him. And instead of that, they entrusted in me, and we became close, traveling around the country and stuff and talking about the matches. And there was many talks in the beginning about the stupid stuff that I did in the ring that sucked. And, that's how you learn. We learn as we win. And it got to where, I wasn't getting yelled at as much anymore in the car. And I started having good talks. When you do this good, you do that good. And, it's cool to feel that, to know and learn as you go. Because if you're not learning something every time you go out when you do this in this industry, you're going to fail. This industry is so fast-paced, so ever-evolving, and I like to describe it as like ice cream, like WWE's ice cream. I don't care who you are. Everybody in this world likes ice cream. If you don't, you're a liar. It's just a matter of what flavor you like. And we've done such a good job as a company of literally, like, Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors. Try WWE. We got freaking 900 flavors. We got every flavor of ice cream you can imagine on the roster. And that's one of the cool things with working here.
What have your thoughts been on your Universal Championship reign so far? Has it managed to meet your expectations even under the current circumstances, or is there hope? Is there more you're hoping to do as Universal Champion?
Oh, without a doubt. Like, there's always more I want to do. I want to take this title all over the entire world and represent it how it's supposed to be represented. It's been like it's never been done. This title has never been taken around the world. It's been I'm trying not to swear. It's a travesty that this title has never been taken around the world on a tour. It's been held by people that didn't want to work. And I'm here to work, man. Like, at the end of the day, like, everything I have in life, I've worked my literal ass off for. I have never had anything handed to me. Maybe this was handed to me by circumstances, but I feel like my work that I've put in the 5 years that I've been here have led to the reasons why I'm Universal Champion right now, and I want to take this title around the world, and I want to make this title prestigious. I want to make it mean something. I want to make whoever is man enough to step up and take this damn thing from me mean something. I'm like, dude, I'm fired up about this. That's what I want to do. I want to freaking show the world what a Universal Champion is.
And it's been so long since we've had a fighting champion such as yourself, because as you mentioned, we had Goldberg beforehand, Brock Lesnar, and it was very seldom that we had seen the championship defended on a regular basis as you're doing right now. Of course, again, with just everything going on, having the shows at the PC, obviously when you were first going for the championship a couple of years ago, at some point you had to know, okay, I'm going to become Universal Champion, but you could have never imagined it with it being under these type of circumstances, right? With just everything going on, but it's just trying to make the most of it at the moment.
You're so absolutely right. As crazy as it is, and as how badly I want to be back in front of the WWE Universe, in front of my fans, entertaining them, feeding off of their energy, I am beyond proud and honored at the times that we're going through right now in the world with everything that's going on, that I am here and I am representing WWE. We are getting our product out to our fans in a time when no one else is. Everyone else gave up on their fans. They sat back. They go, we'll ride this out. When this is over, they'll come back. They'll give us their money. WWE has always pushed the envelope to be the first and the best at everything that they do, and it shows. We took some flack for it, but we have taken every precaution, safety measure you possibly think of, going through all this stuff to make sure our athletes, our backstage people, everybody as a whole in the company is looked after for their health first and foremost. And secondly, we are getting product out to our fans. I am honored to do that.
And it must have been crazy to go from, in just the span of a few days earlier this year, going into WrestleMania, from not being a part of WrestleMania initially, from not being announced for the show, to then being a part of the Universal Championship match, and not only being a part of it, but winning the championship from Goldberg at the biggest show of the year. What kind of process was that for you to just go from, in a matter of days, from not being a part of the show to then headlining one of the shows and then winning the Universal Championship?
What kind of process? I'm still processing it. This whole experience, I'm still processing.
Yeah.
I was thinking about and all this craziness that's going on in the world, and us not traveling as much and things like that, and not doing as many shows. It's actually given me the time to sit and reflect on how much I have done in the last 5 years, because we are so busy with the travel schedule normal and being in front of our fans that you don't even have time to digest this stuff and think about it. So as much as this sucks and I hate it for everyone out there that's having to sit at home and deal with all this stuff that's going on, I'm a firm believer in always finding the silver lining and stuff. And the silver lining in this whole message that I'm talking about right now is that it's allotted me time to think and remember and appreciate what I've gone through to get to where I am now. And I've been trying to like even preach that to other people too. Like, take this as much as it sucks and use it for an opportunity. Use it for an opportunity to be around your kids more. Use it for opportunities to remember things that you've done that you took for granted in life that you can't do now. Mm-hmm. And it's motivational as much as it's awful at the same time, because it pushes you to think outside the box and to look for that light at the end of the tunnel, because we're going to get through all this stuff. We're going to go back to normal, and we're going to get back to rolling and having fun. We're going to be back doing live events and having shows and having the WWE Universe going crazy, and I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's all about making the most of a bad situation, and you guys are doing that with the Swamp Fight on Sunday, which should be great. Final few questions for you. It was this week, actually, that you surpassed the 100-day milestone as Universal Champion. In these last couple of months that you've been champion for, is there any one highlight of your reign that stands out to you?
Probably the most is just the opportunity to be out there for the fans.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that I can still take them out of their day-to-day norm. They can get lost in the shuffle with WWE and forget about what's going on in their lives for a second and live vicariously through us, because at the end of the day, like, I've noticed that so much, that through social media with everything that's been going on, how much my fans, the WWE Universe, leans on all of us, all the WWE superstars and performers. They lean on us for outlets. Mm-hmm. They need us to continue doing this, because it takes their minds away from some of the things that they're having to deal with. They get to sit down for a couple hours with their family every week and watch their favorites on TV and enjoy that, where so many other avenues they get to watch reruns and things like that. So the whole thing of just being Universal Champion in such a crazy time right now and being able to represent WWE the way that I am, that's all special to me. So, like, it's really hard to really focus it down to one thing. Like, being Universal Champ, like, it's a big thing. Like, it's a lot of responsibility. All eyes are on you. And I'm thankful that the company has faith in me and believes in me enough to give me this opportunity to represent them and show the world what WWE is and what we do. And that's putting smiles on people's faces.
And while you were with the Wyatt family, your first WrestleMania would have been WrestleMania 32, and there were a lot of rumors going into that show at the time that there were plans for you to face The Undertaker, of all people, at that event, which would have been huge for your debut match at WrestleMania. Do you remember, I mean, of course, it ended up being Undertaker and Shane McMahon at that event. Do you remember hearing anything about potentially facing Taker on that show? And if so, what type of nerves were you feeling with that type of opportunity?
So I've heard that a bunch, and that's all a lot of just the dirt sheets liking to talk for clickbait. That was nothing that ever was brought to my attention that was going to happen. I was nowhere near in a position ready enough to even remotely think about facing The Undertaker at that point. You're talking about April. I debuted August 24th. So what? So September, October, November, January, February, March, April. 7 months I'd been in the wrestling business. I had 7 matches when I debuted on TV. So it was one of those things, if I could, the opportunity, oh my God, I can't even imagine. But the same thing, I wasn't ready. Like, they would have put me in there, and it would have not done the service to Undertaker that he deserves at WrestleMania. And part of me is thankful that it didn't happen, because who knows where my career would have went, what it would have done, anything like that. And this whole thing, I'm a slow burn guy, but that's this whole thing with my career. Everyone wanted me to win these titles all this time ago, and I kept telling my fans, be patient. Guys, I'm not here for a couple of years. I'm here for a long haul. I've just recently signed 4 more years with the company. The monster's not going anywhere. I'm staying here, and there's so much stuff still to do in this company for my fans, and I'm looking forward to the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone else can say the same as well, including on Sunday with the Swamp Fight coming up with Bray Wyatt, which should be great. Braun, thanks so much for your time, man. I appreciate it. Best of luck on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.